Could you make hay out of it instead of skipping it? Wait, he's talking about the when you're skipping.
Yep.
There are people that
will do
that's
that.
what they'll do. They'll reserve that, and then I think Joel Salatin does that. Once he gets to the time he needs to be, he just skips it, and then he'll make that into hay, and then pick it back up in a later rotation. We are kind of along the lines of. So we could get into this whole discussion too. We've talked about it in
previous
episodes, but every bale, or how do we put it that way? So every bale has roughly $30 worth of like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, like nutrients, from the land or whatever. And when you roll it up in a round bale, you haul it off. Even if you feed it right back on that spot, you're only going to replenish 80% of what you took off. And so and that's factoring in if you feed it right back out onto the land. If you bale hay and you take that hay off and you sell it,
or you feed it somewhere else,
and you don't put any kind of fertilizer or compost or any
something back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to take 5 years for that piece of land that you took hay off of to come full circle back to the place it used to be. So I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just, putting that out there.
And there's like a whole host of advantages of like we were talking about earlier. If you get into a drought, it's better to have that than to have baled it for hay, because it's like you're preserving like the grass sort of like balance in ecosystem that's existing from soil like up through that stand of grass. If you leave it out there, if you cut it off, you're completely upending that whole deal, and it takes time for that to recover. So yeah, that's sort of like the short answer as to even why we don't bale hay at all.
There are certain systems, like let's say you're trying to do an organic, operation. We were talking about this organic operation. You need organic hay and nobody around you. Like you'd have to pay an arm and a leg just to get a couple bales. Maybe that's a situation where you bale it, you store it up on logs right in the same field, and you feed it right back out on the same land that you took it from. Yeah. You might be losing 20% of the nutrients, but at least you're not setting yourself way back, and you're able to keep that organic certified and everything that's on your farm. So
it's situation dependent.
Yeah, it's not like we're saying
don't
bashing
do
it. It's like just be aware.
Be careful of baling your own hay. Mm-hmm. That's if people are interested in that, like there's a lot more to that discussion as well. Mm-hmm. So just fire it away, and maybe we'll cover it in this one
if we can get
to the end.
To them.